Hello everyone, welcome once again. Now we are in the improve phase, and we have now finished the define, measure and the analyze phase. What do we have so far in the improve phase? We have the validated root cause of the problem that we put together as a problem statement in the project charter. Business has given us resources, time and anything else that we wanted, a project team as well, to work on that problem. And in the define phase we launched that problem. In the measure phase we were able to analyze that problem in a much detailed manner. We were able to work on some statistical aspects of the problem, and we also tried to map that process in question in a very detailed manner, and we tried to put the process graphically using some graphical tools. And we try to understand how much we're able to meet customer requirements, and in the analyze phase we try to understand what is causing that problem, what are the potential issues that are coming up. So at the end of the analyze phase we know these are the root causes or potential root causes that we need to focus. And now we know the root causes, we are in the improve phase. We shall now try to understand how do we build the solutions, what should be our strategy. So if you look at my screen, it talks about what should be our right strategy here. Should we eliminate some of the process steps that do not make sense, or should we combine some of the process steps or merge them? Should we rearrange them in a different way so that they provide better efficiency, or should we simplify them, automate or something? What should be our strategy? There is no right or wrong answer to it. We try to build solutions again with the help of people, the team that we have. Entire team collaborates with each other. Again we go through a brainstorming session the way we did in the analyze and the measure phase, and we'll try to build some solutions. So in this session, in the improve phase, we'll try to look at some of these key approaches that will help us to design the solution. So if you look at my current screen, that you will see that in every part of this entire Lean Six Sigma journey, what has been common is we are involving people, we are engaging people at each end. Even the brainstorming session that we are doing, we have to ensure everyone is aligned, we are able to hear everyone's voice, everyone's idea is heard, discussed. No, there is no bad or a good idea. During the analysis of the root causes, when we are trying to find the root causes, potential causes, because we are trying about what is causing the problem, the way we did the brainstorming there, same set of brainstorming has to be done in the improve phase also. So which means that people need to be put together, we need to collaborate well with them, we need to work with the people. So that's how we have to work with people, and whatever ideas we are getting in this phase, in the improve phase, the way we converted the ideas from people in analyze phase into root causes, similarly we need to convert the ideas of solutions as a solution in the improve phase as well. So if you look at my current screen now, you will see how are we going to generate the potential solutions here. So whatever root causes we had identified in the analyze phase, we'll look at each root cause, work on it, try to find one or more potential solution to eliminate that root cause. And for this we'll go through all the approaches of solution generation that we are going to see in the improve phase. Now if you see my current screen, that you can see in the screen we are talking about some of the methods to develop the key solutions. One of the method that we will be looking at, we call them ideation techniques basically. So under ideation technique we look at the brainstorming, the round robin technique. Brainstorming or the round robin technique we already saw in the analyze phase when we were doing the root cause analysis to give you an idea, wherein we have a team of 10-15 guys, we explain them what do we want, why are we here, and we give them some time, then they come together, then they come up with some ideas, and then we discuss each idea with each of them, we give them chance to speak about their ideas, then they start brainstorming and discussing the idea, and then we try to see what is a validated list of ideas that people have understood, and then we try to arrange them into various categories, then we prioritize them using control impact matrix. So that's the brainstorming that we have seen in the analyze phase. Same brainstorming we'll be doing in the improve phase also. Another method which is very unique and innovative method to find the solution or to build solution is called the creative thinking by Edward de Bono. Edward de Bono was a great management consultant. In fact, this is a very famous book by Edward de Bono, Six Thinking Hats by Edward de Bono, where he talks about that during a brainstorming session or during an idea generation meeting, what kind of thinking we should adopt for different types of idea, for different situation. We should not go in a brainstorming session with just one set of thinking, one set of approach. How can we change our approach as per the idea or as per the situation coming up with us? So we'll talk about Edward de Bono's Six Thinking Hats. There's six different type of thinking approaches we shall look at. And then third comes a mistake proofing. Mistake proofing is a very commonly used commonly used method to develop solutions. It's a Japanese technique. In Japanese it's called as poka-yoke. So that's a very common technique that we should understand what is called mistake proofing or poka-yoke. And apart from it, we shall also look at some very common ways of generating solutions in the industry. One of them is called the benchmarking. Benchmarking is a very common method of generating solutions, wherein we look at the industry best practices, what suits to us as per the industry, where are we right now, and we'll try to adopt some of the best practices from the industry. We try to tweak them as per our requirements, but we try to look at those some of the best practices and we adopt them. We might make change in the people, process, technology related aspects, but benchmarking is the most common way. When you do not know what to do, when you don't know how to build a solution, you will simply adopt what is happening in the market, what is happening with other organizations, and we'll try to replicate or compare ourselves with the best, and that's what we look into the benchmarking aspect. Next aspect is called the standardization, which is also a way of one of the ways of generating solutions. Under standardization, what happens is we might see that everyone is doing job in very different ways, so that can be a hindrance for us to improve their process. So what we can always attempt to try to do is we can standardize the way people do their job. So when people are standardized, when they have standard work procedure, when they know they have a document which they have to follow, in that situation what happens is that once we know everyone is doing a job in a certain way, then we get an idea what is happening in that process, because now I would have one view, otherwise I will have 10 different views of process from 10 different point of view from different people, and I don't want it to happen. I want it to have a single view. One single view means there's just one way of doing the job, and when that happens, then I would know where am I right now. That can also be a very good way. Standardization is a very good way of generating the solution. It's actually a solution. Let's standardize this entire thing the way we are doing it. And last but not the least, one of the very common method is called as 5S. So 5S, there are 5S in Japanese. In English there are these 5S replaced same S in English. We're going to understand the 5S is basically a visual management method to generate solution, which is used to make a workplace more effective and cleaner, because Japanese used to believe a cleaner workplace leads to more productivity and more efficiency from the worker. So these are some of the methods that we are going to look at as part of generating the solutions, and we'll spend some time on each of them to understand how these all solutions work in tandem. We can use, so while we are generating solutions, not necessarily we'll just use one of the approaches. We can use all the approaches, some of the approaches, or combination of these approaches while we develop the solution for a process. But at the end of the day, they are all brainstorming based. The team has to brainstorm on all the solutions. The team has to work on when they are working on any of them, they have to have a brainstorming session with everyone so that they can get the best out of these methods. So that's what we are going to understand from these sessions. So in the next session, we'll start with the standardization and benchmarking as the first method to generate the solutions. Thank you for watching. This is Shivendra Sharma.